Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, in the last year since we've both been posting every day, things have moved on in the Sudoku world. I mean, one of the great things is that we've been able to bring to the attention of people, A, that there are these fabulous Sudokus out there being created by the most inventive minds in the world, and B, that there's a competitive Sudoku scene. So this coming weekend, there is, as well as round 2 of the Formula 1 Grand Prix, there is round 4 of the Sudoku Grand Prix. You can find it by looking for Sudoku GP online, for instance. And round 4 is, as I say, coming up from Friday to Monday. Now, in round 3, which I tried a month ago, I think they come up every 4 weeks, basically, during the first 7 or 8 months of the year. I think there are 8 rounds in total. But in round 3, which was set by Turkish authors, the final puzzle in the set of, I'm going to say 13. I think there are 13 puzzles to solve, but the final one and the highest points ranking was this outside fortress Sudoku. So I thought we'd have a look at that today. Now, I will say this, that in the last year as well, there has been significant development, partly through our Discord server actually, in the ability of Sudoku solvers online to solve puzzles with different variants. So although you could always, if you wanted badly enough for some reason, to have cheated on the classic Sudokus, you could now cheat on almost every puzzle in the set. And I think it's very unfortunate if anybody does that. But of course, it does mean that the results as published are a little bit unreliable. And frankly, I can't wait for the day when we can get back to face-to-face solving competitions where you can be absolutely sure there's nobody cheating. Now, there may be nobody cheating on the online competition, and that's great. I hope that's the case. But many puzzles can be solved through various online solvers. I haven't found one that could solve this set of rules, though. And full disclosure, I had a look at this during the hour and a half of solving last month, and I spent 2 minutes on it, and I got nowhere. I got one number in the grid and no real idea of how to do this puzzle. Now, since then, we've had a couple of requests from people who obviously had a go at the competition as well and would like some insight into how to go about tackling this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to give any based on my brief experience of it, but I'm going to have a go today. So I don't know, the 2 authors listed are Salih Alan and Ferhat Kalapkulu. Kalapkulu, my apologies, I have no idea how to pronounce Turkish names, so I just do the best I can. And I don't know which of them, or if they did this one, or if it's a collaboration. So I'll credit them both as they put together the whole of the test. And we shall see. Now, what are the rules here then? So normal Sudoku rules apply. The numbers outside the grid, and you can see there are no numbers inside the grid, which makes it quite an unusual Grand Prix puzzle anyway. But the numbers outside the grid must appear in the first 3 cells from that direction. So this 9 means that 9 does appear in one of those 3 cells. That's all it means. The grey cells must always be larger than a white neighbour. So that grey cell must be larger than that white cell. There's no such thing as diagonal neighbours in this puzzle, so it's irrelevant what those 2 cells are as far as that one is concerned. But that white cell must be lower than both that grey and that grey, for instance. So that's all we've got. I mean, it's as astonishing to me now as it was when I first looked at the puzzle that it is solvable. Now, the points allocation, I think it was 74 points for this. And given that there are 720 points for an hour and a half test, I think that means that the experts, there's maybe 1 or 2 dozen people who solve all the puzzles every month, and they would be expecting to do this in about 12 minutes, I suppose. So there's your mark if you're really going to rush at this. I'm absolutely certain I'm not going to be able to do it in that time unless there's some trick that I absolutely haven't appreciated yet. Maybe we'll find it as we go. I don't know. I'm looking forward to the journey. Do come along with me, or try the puzzle first on the link below the video, and then maybe laugh at myself. That might be the way to go about this. But anyway, on with the motley. Let's get cracking. And there's so few clues here. Sometimes in these outside puzzles, it pays to find numbers. So 1 has to be in those 3 cells. In fact, given the fortress constraint, 1 cannot be in the grey cell because it would need a bigger number next to it. So then you can kind of pencil mark a 1 into one of those 3 cells. Similarly, 6 is over here and over here. So one of those 3 is a 6. But I mean, this is hardly advancing our cause. Now what can is this 1 up here. One of those 3 cells is a 1, and you can immediately tell it can't be one of those 2, because how could that be next to a smaller white number? So 1 goes in here, and that was the number I got during the 2 minutes I spent on this puzzle. And I don't even remember if I had any other useful thoughts about this at all. This can't be a 2. I can see that now at least, because 1 is over there in this box, and if that was a 2, that would have to be a 1. So that's not a 2. 2 in this box is confined to one of those 2 cells. And I mean, all of this just looks like the most minimal advances possible. 9 obviously can't be there, so it's in one of those 2. But I suppose even 7 could be there. 9 again here can't. Okay, that's useful. 9 can't be in either of those 2 cells. I definitely didn't see this last time, because those would have to be higher. So the 9 over here is there, which doesn't affect this one. This 2, I mean, it could be in those places, because 1 could be there, which would force 1 to be there. Hang on. 2 can't be in any of these cells because the 2 in this box is there. 2 can't be in either of those cells because those would have to be a 1 to allow it. So 2... Oh, well, all of that is obvious from the fact that 2 is in the first 3 here. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to fill in that 2 because I've just been doing logic that I didn't need to do. It's crazy. What can you do? Oh, okay. Maybe it's the fact that those are 7 greys that are all bigger than those 7 whites. Now, if that was a set of 8 greys and 8 whites, you'd know that the difference between them would always be 1, because you could only have one pair where it didn't. If you could only have one pair where it didn't work, that would have to be the lowest number 1 at the top, the 9 below it. Every one of these whites would be 1 bigger than every one of these greys. But with 7, I don't think that works. And I don't think you can even form a relationship like the grey must be only 1 or 2 bigger than the white, because you could just take one of the pairs out of the set of 1 to 9, be anything, and the others could still obey the rule. So, sorry, I find it hard to articulate that, but I know what I mean. I don't know what to do. 9 here is in one of those 2, because it can't be there, because that would have to be a 10 or more. This is definitely a matter of find. Oh, look, of course, this can't be a 9. Same reason. That would have to be a 10. Sorry. Right. Oh, that's important. Right. Where does 9 go in this row? Got it. Okay, this is a start, at least. 9 can't be here because of that 9, and it can't be in any of those because it would need a 10 down here. So 9 in row 8 is there. Yeah, column 2, where is 9? It can't be in any of those, and it can't be there, so it forms this nice symmetrical pattern around the grid. Okay, well, it's a start. Probably about 12 minutes in already. No, not at all, but never mind. So do we go to 8s next? Where, yeah, okay. Where can 8 be in the whites? Ah! Oh, well, it's quite interesting because it can't be in any of those cells because it would need a 9 in those, which can't appear there. It also can't be there for the same reason. So 8 is in one of those two. It's quite likely to be there. Yes, it must be there. It can't be there because that now can't be a 9 either. Yes, okay. 8 is there. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, and 7, which we know from the clue is in one of those two cells, can't be here because it would need a higher number here, and 8 and 9 are gone in the box. Excellent. Okay, well, that is progress. 7 here is obviously in one of these two cells. I'll be very surprised if it's not there, but I can't prove that yet. Ooh, interesting to wonder where 7 goes in column 9. Can't be there, can't be those two because of this 7. So there are 3 cells where 7 could be, but... Ah, where's 1 in the bottom row? Yes, obviously, sorry. Right, I do begin to dimly see my way to understanding how to solve this. 1 can't be there because of the given 1. It can't be in any of those cells because this would have to be lower, so it's there in the corner. Losing its religion. Losing. Does that mean 2s are going to be in these other corners? I mean, I kind of bet they are, because it would help with the creation of the grid, but... Oh, 8. Yeah, we were going to look at 8s. Yes. Where does 8 go in column 8? Can't be in any of these white cells because they would need a 9 there. So it's in one of these two, and it can't be there because here it would need a higher number. So I think 8s are going to form this same pattern. Where does 8 go in this row? Again, it needs a 9 in the grey if it's in one of those whites. It can't be there because that would have to be 10, so it's here. 8. And I'm sure that's going to make this an 8 as well. Yes, it is. It can't be in any of those because they would have to be a 9. Those are blocked by other 8s, so 8 is there. Okay, well, at least this is a method so far. But I was wanting to move on to 7s and realizing now, oh no, look, I can. Where does 7 go in column 2? Not there because of that 7. Not anywhere there because these can't be 8 or 9. So 7 is down here as well. But I fear, having done these little 2x2 blocks, I may have finished what I can do with that kind of reasoning. Yeah, I was going to say, where does 2 go here? Oh no, but we know, I've done this before. We know that 2 is in one of those two cells. 2's in one of those. I don't think I know any, sorry, or that. It could even be there with a 1 here. No reason why not. Okay, 2 in these end boxes can't be in the grey, in these corner boxes, because 1 has gone in those boxes already. What does that mean? Nothing much. Oh, 8 there. I can place that 8 because I've got 2 8s looking at those two cells. 7. No, not so useful. 9 is now in one of those two cells by Sudoku. I do need to do some regular Sudoku here. Let's put 9 in the places where I know it is. Ah, and it's not there. Okay, so that's a 9. That one's not a 9. So one of these two is an 8, again by regular Sudoku. Okay, one of these two is an 8, given these 2 and that. And one of these 3. Wow, okay. I feel a bit better about this puzzle now, I have to say. I sort of dimly begin to understand how it is potentially achievable. Now, these are anything from 1 to 6. I was going to say these have to be higher, so how can they include a 2? But they can. They could have a 2 there with a 1 here. 2 there would put a 2 here. And a 2 here. So you'd have 1s here and here. A 1 there. That's fine. Okay, so I'm just not asking the right questions at the moment. What question do I need to ask? Those are 1 to 6. Where does 2 go here? It has to have a 1 just inside it. That can't be a 2. These can't be a 2 because of where 1 is in this box. So 2 in the bottom row is in one of those 3 cells. I bet it's here, but I don't know that. Can that be a 2? You'd have 1. Yeah, it can, I think. I mean, it would be very helpful and restrictive. It would sort out 2 up there. But I don't think it's something we can rely on. These are 1 to 6. The trouble is, in every one of these inner rows, columns 2 and 8, rows 2 and 8, I now have to place 1 to 6 with numbers higher in the outside, and I can't really see a guide to doing that. One of these is a 3, that's not really very... Oh, one of these is a 3 and one of these is a 4. One of these two is a 7. Yeah, I should just get my pencil marks done. 4 there. 8, 6, 2. Oh, this is a 5. Look at that. And this is a 3. Right, I really should have looked at these pencil marks harder. I'm so sorry. Right, 5, 3, 3, 2 there now. 4, 6 pair. That has to be the 6 to be bigger than the 5. That can be the 4 being bigger than the 3. What I mean is that has to be the 4 to be bigger than the 3. Aha. Now we've got a 4 there, so one of these two is a 4. Got a whole box done. That 4 fixes this 4, which fixes this 3, which puts 3 in one of these cells. This can't be a 2 anymore. So 2 can, this is in fact 1, 2, 6. 2, 9, 8 is up here. Ah, so 7 is going to have to be in one of these cells next to the 6. And 7, if it's in one of those cells, is there with the 6 next to it. Oh my goodness, you can make progress here. I mean, I'm well over my 12 minutes, but never mind. I mean, my pace isn't 720 points in the hour and a half. I normally get about somewhere between 70 and 80% of the points. So, but I mean, this puzzle is still very hard, in my opinion, for its grade, for its point value. 1, 6, and 7 here. That one's obviously not a 1 for 2 reasons. That can't be the 7, again for 2 reasons. We've got 2 and 5 here. And although, oh, we've worked out, yes, this can't be the 2 because that has to be bigger than that. So 2 there, knew it was going to be there. Let's uncolour those cells. I don't know what that is. 2 is in the corner. 2s, and look, yes, that 2 is seeing that. So we know that the 2s are losing their religion just as badly as the 1s. Right, that's not a 2. That's not a 2. 2 is now here in row 6. Oh, all sorts of things come out. Don't blame me if I'm not finding things immediately in this, because there's a lot to find here. You know, a lot of things have just got a bit unstuck. 1, 4, 5, 6. Right, these can't be 6s because we know that 6 in this box is in one of those 3. This can't be a 6 anymore because of this 6. This has to be bigger than this than this. Oh, this has to be, yeah, no, that's clearly going to be bigger than that. Right. Look over this side. 8 still. Oh, 3, 5 pair. This is a 5, 3 pair. Clearly the 5 has to be in the grey cell. Then we have 6 or 4, 4 or 2, 2, 4 or 6. This isn't 6 anymore. Chocolate teapot triple, 3, 5. That can't be 3. Ooh. Which, oh, we don't. We've got 1, 2, 6, 5. Definitely 2 and 5 are in these cells. Right, well the 5 is going to need either 7 or 6 to be bigger than it. 2 is in one of those two because of that. But either of them could be 1 or 6. We can't have both 5 and 6 here because we can't have both 6 and 7 here because of that cell. Therefore, if we can't have both 5 and 6 here, this has to be 5 or 6. Ha ha. That's not 7. That's where 7 goes. 9, 8 are now a pair here. And therefore 6 can't be here because that can't be bigger. So 6 is there. This is now a 1, 5, 2 set. 3 goes here. And in fact, that's now not a problem whether that's 1 or 2. That's not 6. This is a 4. So that can't be 5. Oh, suddenly I'm loving the fortress rule, which is not really true, but is quite amusing. Right. 1 or 5 then. Now it can't be a 5 because that would be a 3. So that's the 1. This can't be 4 because of that clue outside the grid. This now has to be higher than 5 or 6. This can't be a 5. Oh, this can't be 3 or 5. What have I got? I've got a 6, 7 pair. That makes this a 3 and this a 5. This is actually a lovely puzzle. No real surprise, but I just feel a bit of a fool for not really having been able to approach it during the competition. On the other hand, I mean, the time taken doesn't make it an economic use of time, frankly, for me. Oh, that didn't work. I was trying to take 6 out of there. Did I remove some useful pencil mark? No. 3, 6, 9 there. This is higher than that, and they do include a 6. This can't be 5, but that could still be 6. Ah, come on, I'm missing something now, but it's good progress. Right, this is a 9. Oh, there's a 5 there. That's what I'm missing. 6 there, 7 there, 6 there, 4 there, 5 there. Columns 1, 2, 8 and 9 fully done. Row 8 and 9 done apart from that. Let's concentrate still on rows 1 and 2 then. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. So that's 3, 4 or 7. That's 3, 4 or 5. This can be anything. That can't be a 6. Because of that 6 outside the grid. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That is either 1 or 3. That's 1, 2, 3 or 4. Oh, is this where 6 has to go in the row? Because 6 can't be here because of that. And it can't be here because of that. Yes. So that is where 6 is in the row. It can't be there or there because of the 6 clue outside the grid. So this is 6. That tells us where 7 goes. Now we know where 6 goes in the top row. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3 or 4 there. 8 or 9. Oh, look at that. 6 and 4, looking at that cell, gives us a 2 there. 4 there. Those can't be 4. Now I think almost any combination of these is going to work for the fortress rule, so I can't really do much more. But I do know that 2 is in one of those cells. Oh yeah, well there's another reason to know that 2's not there. That's not 6. Now 7, 6. 5, these must be 2, 3, 4 and 5 because they all appear in row 3 already. So we can forget 1 being in those. The 1 is here. 1 in this column must be in row 3. These don't have a 3 anymore, so that's the 3 in the top row. 7 there. 9 and 8 are a pair here now. Now there's an 8 pair in columns 4 and 5 in both of those rows, so 8 is in this row, which doesn't help at all. 1, oh yeah, 1 has been fixed, it's here. 2, yeah, that fixes 2 and 1, or the 1 that we got earlier does anyway. 3, that's now a 6. 3, 1, 6, 9, 2, that's fixed this. 4, 3 pair, fixes that 5, 4 pair. 8 and 7 there, 8 and 9 here. Wow, I mean, once you do ask the right questions, this puzzle comes together beautifully. But they're hard. They're hard to find, and that is a very neat puzzle. 8, 5, 8, 9, 3, 9. Give us a tick. Yeah, there we go. Very interesting puzzle, really neatly done. Thank you so much to those Turkish authors. If somebody will know whether Salih or Ferhat was more responsible for that puzzle, let us know in the comments, because they deserve the credit. That really is an entertaining puzzle. I mean, done in somewhere just over 20 minutes. I'm still happy with the decision not to try it or not to waste more than a couple of minutes during the puzzle, during the Grand Prix, because I can basically make better points with my time elsewhere normally. And the last one went okay for me, same sort of ratio as always. Sorry, when I say I normally get 70 to 80% of the points, it's probably more normally 60 to 80%. So nonetheless, I shall be having another go this weekend and trying to improve my score. Do have a look into the Sudoku GP if you're interested in testing yourself competitively. And I shall see you soon on the channel again. Bye for now.